Howdy, my name is Cindy Kovar, and I am the program manager for the Texas AgrAbility Project. I'm excited to join you today to share some information on assistance we have available for farmers and ranchers with disabilities. Just a little background on myself. I was raised on a small family farm in Milam County. I've been in the public health sector for 25 years, 14 of those years with AgriLife Extension. So a little outline of what we're covering today. We're going to talk a little bit about Texas AgrAbility, services for individuals with disabilities in agriculture, assistive technology for farmers and ranchers, and AgrAbility and vocational rehabilitation, and we'll cover some case studies. We are funded by the National Institution of Food and Agriculture, USDA, and we are part of the Texas AgrAbility Project. We are part of a nationwide network of AgrAbility projects. Each project is a partnership between a land-grant university and a nonprofit disability service organization. The Texas AgrAbility Project is part of the Texas A&M AgriLife Extension and partners with the Brazos Valley Center for Independent Living. So what do you think about when you hear the word disability? So that's what we're going to cover today. Agriculture is the second largest industry in Texas, generating over $20 billion in agricultural cash receipts in 2020. Texas leads the nation in the numbers of farms and ranches, with 248,416 farms and ranches covering 127 million acres. Of those farms and ranches, 98% are run by individuals or families. And guess what? Our farmers are aging. The average age of the Texas farmer or rancher is 60, according to the 2022 Census of Agriculture. With aging comes increased age-related disabilities, health conditions like arthritis, high blood pressure, and an increased risk for secondary injury. Just over a quarter of Texas farmers, about 26%, fall into the age group of 55 to 64. Another 25% of those farmers are ages 65 to 74, and farmers aged 75 or older are 15%, followed by farmers ranging from 45 to 54, about 16%, and then farmers ages 35 to 44, about 10%, with only 5% of farmers in the age bracket of 25 to 34, and less than 1% or 1.4% of Texas farmers are under the ages of 25. So why Texas AgrAbility? Agriculture ranks among the most hazardous industry with highest risk of injuries. It is estimated that there are over 50,000 agricultural producers with a disability in the state of Texas. Due to the large amount of manual labor and tasks for farm workers, they are at increased risk of work-related injuries. Between 2021 and 2022, there were 21,000 injuries in agricultural production that required days away from work. This is well known to be an underreporting of those injuries. About 1/3 of injuries in agriculture production that required days away from work from 21 to 22 were from falls. Transportation incidences were the leading cause of death for farmers and farm workers. Other leading causes were violence by other persons or animals and contact with objects and equipment. Texas AgrAbility exists to provide support for farmers and farm workers in these situations. So Texas AgrAbility provides services to individuals with disabilities, chronic health conditions, and functional limitations in agriculture. Some of the common disabilities in agriculture include arthritis, joint pain, both of the knees and the back, and chronic health conditions like hypertension and diabetes. Many of these disabilities are caused by traumatic accidents. We also work with many military veterans who have sustained injuries through their military service. Some common military service-related injuries are traumatic brain injuries and PTSDs. We don't solely assist individuals who have physical disabilities and injuries, but those with cognitive and mental health conditions. Okay, so what do we provide? One of my favorite things that we provide is an individual consultation. We work with all clients one-on-one to find solutions to best fit their needs. We set goals with them, make referrals to other agencies for funding support and assistance, and we tailor a plan for their specific needs and goals. As you know, no two farms or ranches are the same. We connect clients to resources specific to their needs, such as local extension agents, USDA service centers, or other local resources. We also work closely with vocational rehabilitation, which helps support individuals that may have work-related barriers to continue their occupation. Our staff makes recommendations for assistive technology and modifications to tasks to assist clients to continue their work on the farm or ranch and help prevent them from injuring themselves further in the future through farm safety considerations. Big goal, we're trying to reduce those second injuries. So some examples of assistive technology recommendations include tractor lifts to enable individuals with mobility impairments to access their equipment, hand controls for tractors and farm machinery, implements for equipment to reduce manual labor tasks, apps on your phone to organize farm tasks, raised work surfaces to reduce bending and stooping. And as you can see in this video here, this client has a spinal cord injury and was unable to access his tractor. We worked with Vocational Rehabilitation to provide a seated tractor lift and hand controls so he can operate his tractor independently. Let's watch. So you see he is being able to transfer from his chair to the chair lift. Buckling himself in for safety. He has his phone on a lanyard so he doesn't lose it or drop it. He's able to operate the lift with his app on his phone. This was one of the first times he was using this, and so as he gets more familiar with the item, he will be a little more efficient and a little faster in the transfer. So you can see he's able to maneuver himself to the tractor. It's going to get it at the right height so he can make his transfer from the lift chair to his tractor seat. It takes a few minutes to be able to do this transfer, but he's able to do this independently. Okay, he gets it right where he needs it. We'll be able to unbuckle and safely transfer from the lift chair to the tractor seat. There we go, maintaining his independence. Okay, some of the direct services that we provide those farm and ranch assessments as I spoke about. Our team consists of a disability specialist, a mechanical engineer, and occupational therapists who go out to the farm or ranch and do a thorough assessment of the farmer or rancher's needs. We look at their tasks, any barriers that they may have in completing those tasks. We often work with local vocational rehabilitation offices to provide a full, in-depth written assessment of the operation, including any recommendations for assistive equipment or modifications to farm tasks. The Texas AgrAbility does not fund recommendations, but we partner with Texas Workforce Commission and other entities who are able to support some of the client's needs. We not only serve the individual who owns and operates the farm, but we also serve individuals interested in starting farms or ranches. We offer business planning assistance for new ag businesses and starting farmers, and we also serve family members and employees and farm workers. So let's look at a few case studies. So since you are the ones meeting with individuals in your local community, we rely heavily on referrals to assist clients. In Texas, it is estimated that over 50,000 farmers and ranchers have at least one disability that affects their ability to do their job on the farm. There's a good chance that you are coming into contact with someone who could use our program. With that, I want to give you a few examples of some of the things we've done in the past. So this is a case study number one. Each case is evaluated on an individual basis. This is a small 7-acre farm in Central Texas with the main enterprise being vegetable production. This farmer has degenerative disc disease as well as PTSD, a TBI, and a knee injury. We work to identify the barriers to his production. Identifications of problems were planting, harvesting, as well as mulching and irrigation. And another contributing factor was extended periods of riding on his tractor. Some of the solutions to his challenges included a tractor cover for shade, as well as a more ergonomic tractor seat. Another recommendation was a rear view camera was installed to add safety to his production on the tractor and to help with hooking up equipment. This also reduces the need to turn around, helping with his degenerative disc issues. So I'm going to play this. It's just a quick little video. You see where he can look to the back of his equipment. Also too, a mulch, plastic mulch and irrigation layer. So you can see how this can be laid out with the tractor, not by hand, greatly reducing the strain and stress on his degenerative disc and knee injuries. And you're going to get a little glimpse of that camera again right there. There we go. Also too, some handheld planters can be used in a standing position. These save stress and discomfort on the knees and back. And you can see how they're hand operated and different varieties available. And he's kind of giving you a demo on how those are used that saves the knees and back from bending and planting the seedlings. And another rotary type tool. Obviously, that ground has not been plowed, and so it's very hard, but gives you an idea of how that can reduce the strain on the back and knees. Rolling carts, they're designed to either set on or to carry items to help reduce the stress of bending and maintaining the crops, and lifting bags, or this one has a lot of little pots where some plants were planted. Case study 2. This is a little larger farm of 60 acres in Central Texas. Their main enterprise is cattle and hay. The farmer has an above-the-knee amputation. Some of his barriers were accessing property to check cattle, accessing or operating tractors and equipment, and then livestock handling. So this gentleman had a above-the-knee amputation, and his current equipment was a walker, which added stress to his shoulders and later caused shoulder injuries because of the overuse and the compensation for the leg amputation. He ended up having to have a shoulder surgery. So a recommendation was made for a standing action track chair, which would allow him on all terrain and to be in a standing position to be able to access the farm and ranch and perform needed tasks. So that's very much like a tank, like a military tank, so you can go over all different terrain and safely navigate through the pastures. This is a picture of his current equipment and recommended equipment of a squeeze chute, and so that can that squeeze chute is seamlessly secures the animals throughout the routine activities such as vaccination, tagging, dehorning, or health checks. This in turn minimizes stress and allows for more accurate handling. In addition to the setup, and ensures the procedures are efficiently completed in less time. That ergonomic design of the squeeze chute helps hold the animal in a fixed position. This way, the chute prevents sudden movement that may lead to the harming of the livestock as well as the handler. This device guarantees the welfare of the animal, which is one of the major concerns for ethical farming practices. Obviously, handling large animals pose inherent risk due to their size and strength. The chute creates a controlled environment where operators can perform their duties without physically direct in a physical interaction with unpredictable animals, and this greatly reduces the risk of the likelihood of accidents. So another equipment recommendation is a PTO link that is a universal quick connect system, which consists of two interconnecting steel couplers, which helps with the quick hookup of equipment. And then we have an automatic feeder. You can see his current equipment was just his walker and the feed bags. And you can imagine how heavy it is already to lift a 50-pound bag of feed. And then you're doing it one-legged with the help of a walker. You can see where he had additional stress and injury to his shoulders from doing this. So the recommended equipment was a automatic feeder, which saves money with bulk feed and reduces the risk of getting injured by livestock that is eager to be fed. So a nice little fix to help with that task. His current equipment versus the camera recommendation. Those cameras can be installed in the rear and the front of the equipment, opening up the view to ensure safety and safer navigation of equipment. It also reduces the need for turning and bending to see the back of the equipment. So that's a pretty easy modification. Another simple modification you can see with his current equipment versus recommended equipment is an extended gear shift to increase accessibility for those farmers and ranchers. Gates, very common in our farm and ranching community. And so the current gate, just a basic gate with recommended equipment being a automatic gate that helps save energy and time for multiple trips out, getting in and out of an ATV or your tractor or trucks. It's also adds safety while providing a barrier from the livestock. So another easy modification that can add safety and save the energy of the farmer rancher for other tasks. This here is this tractor where we saw the video earlier with the lift chair. This is a tractor that lifts the whole wheelchair into the tractor to allow the farmer to continue with his farm duties. So it's going to lift the entire chair into the tractor. So just different options for different farmers. Like I said, no one is alike. Here we've got case study number 3. This is an even larger 2,000-acre ranch in Central Texas. Their main enterprise is cattle and hay as well. The farmer's disability is a T3, T4 paraplegic. His identified barriers were accessing property to check cattle, accessing tractors and equipment, feeding and watering livestock, and accessing the vehicles. So this was the recommended equipment for this farmer. It's basically a cherry picker or a boom. Allows the farmers to survey the pastures, the animals, the crops safely with a bird's eye view of his property. Other recommended equipment is another of those action track chairs to add mobility and accessibility in the pasture, especially beneficial on uneven terrain. So you can see how that's going to navigate through the pastures a lot more safely than just a wheelchair itself. Another simple modification is an ergonomic chair. It's designed to promote better posture, comfort, support, and health. It helps to reduce the risk of developing back and neck pain or adding to those existing pains. The adjustable features can be customized in the chair settings to if they want to keep their feet flat on the ground, which helps promote better circulation and prevents fatigue. It allows weight to be more evenly distributed through your body, reducing pressure on the hips and improving mobility. It is also helpful with reducing the pain in hips due to osteoarthritis. Another common accessibility item is just lengthening that stick shift to add accessibility for the farmer. So very simple modification, but can definitely be very helpful in helping them to retain their task. Here's an automatic gate opener. So this one here, there's lots of different gates available from remote control to bump gates. Many are solar powered. The automatic gate reserves that energy, saves time, and protects farmers and ranchers from possible injury from livestock. Okay, so that's just a little overview. Obviously, if you have questions, we'd love for you to reach out to us and see how we can serve your population. We have our website here so that you can write this down and be able to contact us. We'd be more than glad to help you out and help your community members. Here's our team, Miss Cheryl Greenwald. She's our project director. She's been doing this for a long time. She's absolutely wonderful, brilliant lady in the farming and ranching community. There's me in the middle, and Miss Erin Kimbrough. She's our veterans program manager. She helps with all the battleground to breaking ground with a lot of our veterans, and when they come into our program as well. Here's our support staff with our contract partners. We have Dr. Megan Skidmore. She is a fabulous OT, fantastic person to work with and work for. We have Justin Maxwell, great engineering associate. He's our, brains behind some of the modifications. And then we have Sine Clayton, who is our mental health coach. So she is fabulous with any mental health issues that, people may be facing, that we can help them out there as well. So here's our contact information. We'd love to assist you. My phone number, our basic email address, and our website again for you to write down so you can have our contact information. So we hope that this has been helpful with you for you to give you kind of an overview of what we can offer for your community and how we can be assistance to you, and just kind of spark some ideas in how we might serve our farmers and ranchers in your community. Thank you so much for your time.